It's marketing science. It's important for, if you want to be successful, to target that message towards the group that you're trying to reach, and it will resonate with them. Welcome to Deals with Heels, where female entrepreneurs thrive. I'm Debra.
And I'm Christina.
We're your hosts. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
How was your week last week?
It was good. Busy. Lots of fun stuff with clients and charity stuff, and really good. Feels good.
Yes.
To get stuff done.
Well, I mean, and it's, February. I'm excited that it's February, but I mean, it's crazy that it's February. But yes, being very busy.
Mm-hmm. It is. So episode 22.
Yes.
In our marketing series, which we've talked about marketing in every episode pretty much, but this really gets kind of into some specifics on campaign planning and how to do it and all the different things in it. And when I sat down and thought about what topics on marketing, I mean, let's face it, I could talk for hours about marketing. I don't have a problem with that. But I wanted, when I try to think about what is the most valuable, and then you and I working together, I really felt like this was important. And so this episode is about messaging.
Yes.
And that is, I think all of us do this in our industry where we use our own industry jargon. And a lot of people are like, what do you mean messaging? Because it seems like, are you talking about text messaging? Are you going to be sending, are we mass texting? What are we?
Yeah.
And that's not what we mean in marketing when it comes to messaging. It means it's the copy, it's the words on the ads. What message are you putting out there on your ads and posts on this campaign? What is that? That's the messaging. So every campaign is going to have a message, right?
Right.
It's going to have an offer or a sale. Sometimes it doesn't always, but it's going to have a message, whatever that is. Even if it's branding, it has a message.
Right.
So in the last episode, we talked about targeting and picking your customer categories. In this episode, we're going to talk about
how to
get the message to them on each and every one. And such an important thing. We just made some small tweaks to your messaging, and it made a big difference.
It really did. And, I was so red, or whatever you say. Like I was at the very bottom of the bottom. Like I have done some sort of marketing, but the marketing had already been done for me. It was more of just being me and making sure the message that they gave me was there. So all of that had been done for me. And that is one of the things that it's so funny, because now I'm one of them of, you think you can go out, you're working for corporate America, and you think you can go out and you've got all of this and you've ran their business. But yeah, if you don't have the correct message, then it's not.
And it's not as easy as it looks.
No.
It's not as easy as it looks. If it were,
everybody would be doing
That's exactly right. Every campaign would be perfect, successful. And I have to tweak messaging on campaigns that I do all the time, people. It is just part of it. It's part of being an entrepreneur. It's part of having the entrepreneurial mindset where you can make changes, and it's not the end of the world. And, so we need to change the way this is worded to get them to take an action. I mean, not all of your content is going to be sales related. So, but even those should have a message on it that is going to communicate and resonate with the people that you're hoping to see it.
Yes.
Even if you're not selling to them yet, who are they? that you're wanting to tell about your business. So when we talk about, there's two different kinds of advertising in very broad terms, directional. They're ready to buy your services right now. So they're Googling, they're searching. Back in the day, the yellow pages.
Right.
If you're over 65, the yellow pages. Not everybody. My mom Googled some.
My grandma is starting. So
they're getting there.
Yeah.
Is she Yahooing or is she Googling?
No, she's actually Googling just because that's why I showed her
how to do it. Well, that's good. That's good.
So she's a Googler.
That's good.
I've converted her, not really.
Sometimes I'm being on my laptop because it just automatically changes it back every time it updates.
Yeah, it does that on my home computer, so I get it.
Yeah, definitely. So when you're out there, even your organic content, you're still hoping a certain group of people are going to see that organic content.
Right.
You do a lot of videos, and so a video organizing somebody's pantry is not targeted towards your move-in, move-out people.
Right.
So even something not for sale has a target.
Oh, yeah.
And you may not be able to target your newsfeed, right? Mm-hmm. When you're just posting organically, you're just posting public and sending it out. But the message, if you target the message, then it will resonate with the people that it needs to resonate with on that unpaid content.
Yes.
Because it's not as essential that you can target it down to a smaller group. You're not spending money. So that part of it is okay. But the people that will respond to your message because you target it towards that customer group.
I will honestly say this all has been a game changer. And I'm so glad that we're getting to do this with people because a lot of this to you, at one point I was that person that said text messaging. I send my quotes text message, but it's all about the terminology and really understanding, even with the organic content. Before it was just post to post, but yes,
there's really a science to it.
And it is.
And I don't know, science might be a strong word. It's marketing science. It's important for, if you want to be successful, to target that message towards the group that you're trying to reach. And it will resonate with them because they'll see it along with everybody else. And there's probably people it'll resonate with that aren't in that target that'll catch all that too. And they're touch points and impressions that count. So,
and like you said, it's, to me, once I was able to get my messaging clearer, my touch points went up because the people of referring me, now that they knew exactly what I was looking for because I knew my messaging, now that they can refer me correctly.
And I love that because people don't think about when they're networking, for example, for referral partners, that how you say it, the message you put out there, the actual words make a difference. If you're not telling them, hey, I need this, they don't know what to give you. Mm-hmm. They know in general what you do, but you got to really go out there and ask for it. And so messaging, it's not just in your ad, it's your emails. If you're mass emailing, if you're sending direct mail, the copy that you put on that direct mail is part of that message. You're posting on Facebook, your reels, your text messaging. If you're making calls, the calls, if you have salespeople going door to door, their handouts, what they say, everything on that is messaging. And it's your business, it's your brand, it's your image. So yes, it's important for sales, which is the only reason we're here running the business is to get sales, to make money. And right. But so it's important for that. But it's important everywhere that it all message, not just messaging for your customers. Think about messaging towards your employees. marketing isn't just marketing out to customers. It's communications within your organization. That's marketing. Sometimes they'll put the communications department separate. Sometimes HR does some of that, internal, but it's still marketing. It's still sales. For me, marketing is about sales. And even if it's PR and it's community involvement, it's sales in a softer voice. There's a reason that you're writing that press release and sending it out, because you want attention for your good deed that you're doing, and you want that why? So you can sell more.
Right.
And there are people that really like to see that good corporate citizen. There's another kind of a message. So there's a whole, you can do messaging even by personality type. Those people that are very, we always call them gold, because that's in the personality traits that nobody resonates with that.
Yeah,
the golds. Somebody that's very set on their structure, and they're very organized. They are time blocking, and they are paying attention, and they are cutting people off, and they're very within all of those those people, for example, they want the bottom line.
Yeah.
They don't want a bunch of frill. They don't want you to keep telling them all the features. They don't want any of those things.
And their time is the most important thing. And you just let them know, is it worth my time or is it not? That's all
And chances are they've researched a little bit. You wouldn't be sitting in their office if they weren't interested a little bit. And they are bottom line.
Yep.
Bottom line, what's it going to cost? How long is it going to take? What's it do? No frills.
Oh, yeah.
So catering messages to the type of person that you're trying to reach as an individual can work really well too. And lots of times I have lots of customers that want to target specific professions. I have one right now, they want to target auto mechanics. And so auto mechanics going to have a vastly different message than attorneys are. So even that little bit, little tweak. So sometimes it's about what is going to make this group buy. And sometimes you have to have it on sale. You have to be offering a discount, because that group, like families, really respond to sale.
Oh, yeah.
Other times, if you put it on sale, that luxury person is not going to buy it because they think it's cheap. So the message to each part can be just so critical in success.
Oh, I really agree with all what you're saying, because it is, I have the husband that's dialing 911. What is it going to cost? Get it done now. What do you mean it's going to take 14 hours to do my kids' room? But then on the other hand, you do have a totally different message that you are having to do, same type of income, but just different messaging through both of those.
So like somebody like me, I'm going to respond to come clean this one closet out because it's driving me crazy and I don't have time to do it.
Yes.
It's much more me target. And then people that are getting ready to move, boy, that's the only thing. Well, we may do income too, because apartment people that are moving may not need your help
right.
But yeah,
it's totally, and just knowing all of that. So, and also I feel that it actually has helped my sales to be more targeted and the message to be clearer than to think that you've got everybody, these are all of my clients.
Everybody could buy from me. What are you talking about? Everybody needs organized.
Yeah.
But who's really most likely to actually buy your services? And yeah, everybody could, but not everybody's going to. And not everybody has the money to. So selecting all of those right people are pretty important too. Messaging and finding the right message in all aspects of your business communications, especially your marketing and targeting it towards those individual people is really important.
Oh, yes. These two things have really helped my business in a lot of ways. And I know if the people listening will just really start identifying that and really looking at their marketing plan, it can help their business.
It can. So as you go through the categories that you set up in last week's episode, and just choose one, and then think about what does this person, what would make them want my products and services, and then 2, what is going to differentiate me so that my business is the preferred provider of those services. And if you think about your messaging and your business in terms of what problem do I solve? Because every service and product solves a problem for somebody. Yes. You solve chaos. You get rid of anxiety, right? I make the phone ring. I bring customers. Everybody's product or service solves a problem. So if you start with that when you're thinking about your messaging, I've got my category of customer that I'm targeting, and what problem do I solve for them? And then when you write your messaging, you're focusing on how you're going to help them, and that will resonate with them when they see your message.
Oh, yes.
Especially if they need that help.
They need the help. And, when you're going back of all of this, when you said like earlier with Mother's Day, is plan that messaging out ahead of time. You already know when you are flipping that calendar that Mother's Day is going to be
in May.
It's
May every year.
And it's on a Sunday. So knowing that, go ahead and be able to fill in those things for your...
Right. At least you would have, you may, of course, we always want to be flexible. You may want to go in and change that later. But if you plan it out and you're busy and you can pull it out and go, oh, yeah, that's what we're doing. And now you're in it. You don't have to go through that anxiety and stress. You can look at it and say, ooh, we have this, something's happening in the marketplace, or there's some new trend, and you can alter it. But having it done in the first place, you're right, is such a big deal. And taking the time to sit, because once you've done one, it's easier to move on and do the other. Starting all over with that creative process every time takes time to get in the flow. For me, especially going back and forth between business work and then I need to be creative. And so once you're in that creative mode, do them all. Do all of them that you can think of. I like to lay it out like I'm planting crops.
Yeah.
And so, I've got my fields and my rows, and then I put in the actual, I put in tactics and then work on messaging. We'll talk about tactics and touch points in the next episode. So we'll be able to put everything together. But these two, the message, what are you saying to your customers, your potential customers, your employees? And you may think what you say to your employees isn't a marketing thing, but your employees talk to your customers.
Yes.
And so how you communicate to them and how you ask them to communicate to your customers is essential. And that messaging should carry out through your brand. And this will get you started.
Yes. And I'm excited for the touch points and tags because it does. It all just falls in line.
It really does. All right.
Definitely. Oh, my goodness.
Ready to show us your deals. This has been a favorite this season of us. It came about because of Christina and I's mutual love of high heels. And when we would do something good that we were proud of, we would send each other a photograph of our heels that we were wearing when we did it. And it was fun and it was empowering. And if I got one on a day that I was struggling to get through, it really lifted me up. So we really want to share that with all of you badass female entrepreneurs out there. And so we have a way for you to get featured as our Queen of the Week. And the way you do that is send us a description of what you did that you're so proud of and a photograph of the shoe you were wearing when you did it. It doesn't have to be a heel. It doesn't even have to be the one you were wearing when you did it, but we need a picture of your shoe, your foot, your heel, your combat boot, whatever it may be.
It is.
And email it to us to deals@dealswithheels.com. Post it on social media and tag us, or use the hashtag #DealsWithHeels. And we go through those and we choose one and make them our Queen of the Week. So this week, who is it?
It is Miss Shade Jones, and she owns Clean as a Mother.
Clean as a Mother. Shade is such a fantastic entrepreneur. Her husband actually quit his job to come help her in her business because it has grown.
Yes.
She has grown it into such a fantastic business and such a great person, great family.
And we are great referral partners as well. And she truly has a heart of gold.
Oh, I bet so. You guys ride in that whole contact sphere together.
Yes. So,
because I'm sure she doesn't want to do any organizing.
No.
She wants it organized and then she'll clean it.
Then she will clean it.
And then it will be her.
Yes.
She has really grown. This year is her biggest year yet.
Yes.
And so.
What does she have, like 20?
She had like 28 employees or something, and was cleaning almost 500 houses a month and businesses. She has grown so much. She started as a stay-at-home mom, and I think it's only been about 4 years, and she is rocking and rolling. And we're so proud of you, Shade. Congratulations. You are our Queen of the Week. You can find a link to Shade's website in our show notes, and we encourage you to go check out all the great things that they are doing at Clean as a Mother.
Yes.
Clean as a Mother. All right. So, Miss Christina, how can we stay accountable with our messaging?
Plan it out. Just got to get out there.
It is the natural thing to we're so busy. And just get it out there. Whatever you just put something on there.
Mm-hmm. But to really plan and be accountable for this, sometimes quality over quantity is much better.
Sometimes it's effective versus non-effective when
yes,
you do that.
Yes.
I promise you, you know your businesses better than anyone else does. And so if you do this, you'll get to where you can do it pretty quickly. And then once you've done it, now when you do it next time, it's, oh yeah, these were the teachers that were doing, right? And now you've got it. You already figured how to market to them. Mm-hmm. Unless you've got a new idea, you're just changing the message. And slightly when you do it, if you've done it before. So
I just feel like when we change just little nips and pieces, how effective it was in my business, And
it really was. You weren't doing anything wrong. You just needed to tweak your message so that it was a sales message, really.
Right.
And we did that. And I think we're going to talk about that maybe in a couple of episodes, your whole process that you went through and how it affected your business so that people can see. We've talked about it in these episodes, but they can see the impact that just a little bit. And let me just say, you're so awesome in how hard you work and how accountable you hold yourself when you set your mind to something.
I'm a little on the stubborn side.
Well, a lot of people ask for advice and want to work on something, and not everyone goes out and really does it and really does the work. And you did. And I'm so proud of you. And it really shows in your sales.
Well, thank you.
It's not that you were doing horrible. No. You did really well considering that you weren't asking for the sale.
I always tell people, if I can just get in front of you. But when I made up my mind to do this, that's why I'm so glad we did the mindset series first, because it genuinely all started in the mind, and to be able to be humble and vulnerable enough to ask for the help and, okay, what are they telling me? What message out of that message did I need to take to tweak and make my authentic self come through? And so, I never believed how powerful it was when people would say, surround yourself by the 5 most people. And you really do that. Like, you need to be in rooms where you're growing. You need to be listening to podcasts where you're growing and learning, because it really will help.
And the universe will guide you to your people.
Oh, yeah.
Because look, you and I are the perfect match. And it hasn't quite been a year, but it's getting closer till when we met. But we meld so well together. You help me with my stuff that I am not very good at doing. Now, I'm not messy. My stuff's put away, but it is not organized. I've come to find out, knowing this lady, that my stuff is not organized. I think you're right. I think that is really just holding yourself accountable to doing the work, slowing down, taking the time, because sales and bringing revenue into your business is the most important thing.
Yep. I 1000% agree with that.
All right. We made it to the end of episode 22.
Yes.
So be sure and tune in next week to our episode where we're going to talk about touch points and tactics. And please listen, subscribe, share our podcast with your friends. We always need new listeners. We're growing just like you are. And we're so grateful to have your support. Check out our show notes where you can find links to Clean as a Mother and to Christina and I's businesses.
Yes. And don't forget to follow, guys.
Follow.
Especially on Spotify. Just hit the Spotify button.
And ladies,
show us your deals.
Okay, we're out.
We're out.